as promised, y'all, there it is. This is a 7-inch diesel stack miter cut. Okay. So several weeks ago, I purchased this truck for the channel. It's a 1996 Chevrolet Silverado. It has a 6.5 liter turbo diesel in it. It's 4-wheel drive. Believe it or not, this truck actually comes with a working plow. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, and he was actually taking this vehicle to the scrapyard, and the scrapyard said they'd give him $650 for it. So I told him $700. He said deal, and here we are. The biggest reason why he sold it is because he was tired of putting money into it, and not only that, the starter kicked out on him. So I then took it in my shop, I replaced the starter, it fired up, runs and drives, everything is good to go. It has its little issues, it definitely smokes a lot. And not only that, the turbo definitely needed to be replaced, so I slapped a cheap eBay turbo on there. I think it was only like 200 bucks. It may have been a little bit less than that, but the previous turbo was leaking oil. It was just in bad shape. As a matter of fact, I was so excited about this deal that I started daily driving the truck. But during this time, I helped a buddy out. Unfortunately, his fuel pump went out on his Dodge, so I went ahead and fixed it. But in the meantime, I let him borrow the old green machine. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 2 weeks later, he called me and said that he was having issues with the vehicle. It was running rough, it was running terrible. So he brought it back to my house. The last time I posted a video on this junky truck, it got over 100,000 views. And I also promised you guys if I can get 5,000 likes on this video, I would diesel stack it. So here we are. I have a diesel stack. I have a sweet performance turbo for it. But I think the engine may be junk. I'm not exactly sure. So in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and diagnose it. I know there's a huge exhaust leak, so there's probably a lot of power being robbed. I mean, it's kind of coincidental since I put a cheap eBay China turbo on this. Maybe it failed. But the good news though is I have another turbo, so I'll throw it on there, see if it fixes the problem. But I highly doubt it. It may not even be connected to what's going on. So I'm gonna take the camera and share the journey with you guys. Let's see if we can fix this. And not only that, we're gonna be working on the Sunkist build as well. So we're gonna be working on a junky truck and a show truck. And before we get started, I wanna send a special shout out to today's sponsor. Now that it's hunting season, I don't wanna take one of my loud diesel trucks out to the backwoods to scare all the deer away. And I know the best way to get out to the backwoods quietly and very quick to the tree stand is definitely to get on an electric bike. So the guys at Winden sent me a E2 fat tire off-road adventure bike, but this E2 electric bike is pretty awesome. It comes with 20-inch fat tires. It excels with its superior suspension and dual hydraulic disc brakes, which is going to be very nice for me when I go off-road with this thing. And also some really cool features that this E2 electric bike provides is a 48-volt battery. And as far as distance, you can get up to 46 miles on this battery, and it goes up to 28 miles per hour. This bike is not only preferred when hunting, but it's also really good when you're just normally commuting, going to work, or riding in those city streets. So I will leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check them out. Also, use my discount code TRUCKME2 for a 5% discount. And again, big thank you to the guys at Winden for sponsoring this video and making this all possible. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. Yeah, you guys got to hear this thing start up. It sounds terrible. I'm just gonna take a closer look, see what's going on in there. Look at the inside of that heat shield though, it's covered. Look at that. So I'm starting to understand a little bit more here. So here's the turbo without the heat shield on it. As you guys can see, it's leaking, from my understanding, right here. So it's in fact coming from the turbo. I was hoping that it was coming from the V-band clamp. It does look a little crooked, but that's not the case. I'm gonna fire it up again and just kind of see what's going on, but it looks like it's leaking from the turbo, the brand new turbo that we just put on here. I will attempt to tighten these bolts up though. Maybe from China, they didn't tighten these things. They're just kind of chilling, but we'll find out. Let me go ahead and start it and see what happens. All right, so clearly something's cracked behind the exhaust housing. I'm not exactly sure, but of course the only way to know is to pull the turbo out. It feels like the wastegate is like wide open. I am worried this thing's gonna take off on me though. So I went ahead and backed it outside. You guys clearly see where the leak's coming from. It's coming from the back here. but I don't want to keep revving it up to see exactly where it's coming from. So I went ahead and hooked up my expensive fancy machine, and we're just gonna see what happens here. All right, check it out. We got a lot going on. I can see where we're leaking, but unfortunately that's making its way up into the engine bay. So it's gonna be kind of hard to pinpoint this smoke because that's everywhere. It's gonna be too much. I won't be able to pinpoint this leak, unfortunately. All right, so the smoke machine didn't work, and by the way, that stuff is bad. I'm getting such a headache right now after using it. I wish they'd have some sort of like non-toxic type of vapors that come out of there, because that is nuts. So I'm going straight to the compressor housing. Check this out. You hear that? So what is that? That is a connection to the intake plenum that goes directly into the cab. It's just basically just an air line that goes to my boost PSI gauge. Right when I boost leak tested it, it blew it off completely, and then it was just wide open. All right, so don't kill me, okay, in the comments, but this is all I have left. So I'm just hooking this up for now, just to test it. We're not gonna roll like that, but for now, that's what we're gonna do. All right, no more hole. However, it's still leaking. So if I bring up like 30 PSI, check this out. And I can literally just feel air just shooting out of this compressor housing. I have all of these bolts tight. It's not coming from here, I already checked. But now we have other issues. There's really no other way to properly boost leak test this until I can fix this, which, as far as I'm concerned, there might actually be a crack on that. I'm not too sure. I gotta turn that off. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just pull the turbo anyway, since we already have one. We have a new one. But since I fixed that massive boost leak, I'm gonna go ahead and start the truck up and see if maybe that kind of fixed the problem. I'm very curious to see if that actually helped. I doubt it. But like I said, I think the turbo is actually done for anyways, especially after we just oversped the crap out of that thing. Man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take that boost leak tester off the turbo and fire it up and see what happens. Still sounds rough. I wonder if the PSI jumps though. Oh man, look at that. No, that didn't fix the problem, but maybe we get some PSI out of this. Oh, that's terrible. Barely even tapped. She's just downright dangerous to drive right now. I'd hate to crash into my garage. Just runs away on me. That'd make a good video, wouldn't it? As far as the throttle goes, it's been really sporadic, very jumpy. Doesn't like to sit in one spot. When the truck is in park, it's fine. It's just when I put it in drive, it just sounds like it's going nuts. Could it be the wastegate? I mean, everything's fine there. Maybe the vacuum pump needs to be deleted, which I'm fully prepared to do. The PMD is relocated to the driver's side, so that's not the issue. But more than likely, I think it's the injection pump. It's one of those things, it is no fun to replace, so all that's gotta come out. It's gonna be a pain. But an injection pump's gonna run me about $500 to $600. I'm just thinking, is it even worth it at this point? All right, so before I crack this thing open, this is what I was really concerned about. I noticed this, and I was thinking maybe a crack, but I noticed when I was revving it up, it was actually shooting out from here. All right, just flipping it around, all that right there. It looks like the exhaust escaped right from the back of this housing and leaked out that way. So we definitely had a leak there. Yeah, everything seems tight. Shaft play's good. I don't see anything terrible other than where the exhaust was leaking from. It took me like a half hour to remove. It's not really that big of a deal. All right, so check it out. This drain fitting is trash. I went ahead and just removed it. This truck's so gross. I can't believe I'm putting money into it, but I just removed it. There it is right there. All right, but here's the solution. Drain fitting, quick connect, super easy. Way bigger of a drainage setup. I don't have to worry about anything whatsoever. It's a lot cleaner, a lot more easier to install. I'm just happy with it. Here's the HX35. I'm gonna remove that silencer ring, by the way. This is the downpipe, bolts directly to the back of that turbo. All you gotta do is remove the backing plate here. First, I'm gonna do some Frankenstein stuff. I'm gonna just elbow it off, just do some couplers, and as promised, y'all, there it is. This is a 7-inch diesel stack miter cut. I mean, who cares? It's only 700 bucks. I have about 450 bucks wrapped up into this little project here. This is more of an experiment than anything, but who knows? I might actually be shocked. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna remove the wastegate. I'm really thinking about doing that. And I'm gonna make my own wastegate. That way I can only go up to like 10 to 14 PSI so I don't blow the heads. Because from what I'm hearing, you can easily lift a head, blow a head gasket, if you will. Because, you know, these turbos can probably go up to like 30 PSI. I don't really know. Let me know in the comments. I'm not too familiar with HX35s, but I know that they can do way more than 15 PSI. And these old trucks cannot handle that amount of power. So, hey, if it blows, it blows. I'll get it on camera for you guys. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna install the drain right now, and I'm gonna start retrofitting everything. I'm not sure if I'll get the exhaust work completely done today, but I don't know, that might be another video. But either way, let's just throw this on there and see if this fixes our problem. I doubt it will. Like I said, I think it's the injection pump, but obviously we had some leaks, and this will be my problem solver as far as the turbo, get a little bit more power. And here's another thing for some of you guys that speak this 6.5 language. I'm not really too up to date on this stuff, but the vacuum pump, I guess you can do a vacuum pump delete. Just put a smaller belt on it. I referenced the belt part number. There it is. All you gotta do is remove the vacuum pump, and it'll completely get rid of the wastegate. So this tube will no longer be, and I will just have to make up my own manual setup. So this will be pretty exciting. So that's where I'm at. I know that doesn't look textbook, but that's actually instructions. It's textbook right there. You actually have to cut off the flange, and only because that's the only way to put this boot on. Well, here it is. It's kind of cringeworthy. I don't have the fitting. I thought I did. I thought I ordered the right part, but I didn't. So I just went through my hodgepodge of fittings and just connected a line to a line, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get a different one. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up. I don't think this is gonna fix the problem, but at least this is done. I'm pretty sure the injection pump is smoked. Oh, by the way, I didn't install the exhaust pipes yet. I just connected the V-band clamp directly to the factory exhaust that I have. Kind of interesting though, it's not smoking like it was. It was really puffing out, even at idle, just like this, and it's not smoking. And this is a cold start too. It's been sitting in the garage for a while. You hear that? You guys can hear that turbo. That's kind of cool. Right now, sitting at, I don't know, like 2 PSI at idle. It should be at 0. There's a little cut. Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and get her back in the garage. Ooh. Oh, she sounds like she wants to die. Yeah, it's very sporadic. I barely tapped the accelerator pedal and it just kind of jumps really hard. It does whatever it wants to. It's almost like it wants to do a burnout and drive. And this engine is jumping around everywhere. RPMs are all over the place. I wouldn't even dare test drive this thing. I know I need to put an air filter on it, guys. I know. But hey, good news though. You can hear the turbo. That's cool. We are building PSI, which is important. The last turbo didn't do that. Last turbo is junk. I would say it's a combination of both. I think the injection pump is smoked on that, and the eBay turbo took a dump on me within about 2 weeks. I think it was sort of a combination of both. Some people are gonna ask me to check the blow-by. I already checked it. There's not even a haze coming out of there. It looks good. Yeah, other thing is gonna be to delete that vacuum pump, which I don't think is causing that issue, but I will definitely do that, but it's late. I'm going to bed, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do a bunch of research, load it up in the comments. What should I do? I'm kind of at a loss here. I'm actually gonna get to this orange truck. I just got the HSP parts in from the last video you guys saw when I went there. We have the powder coated stuff. Let's just end this on a good note because this is, actually, I still gotta fix the coolant leak. But once I can get the idling figured out, it's onto the miter cut 7-inch stack. If there's something simple, I hope it's something simple, like a wire's broken. I already ran the codes. I mean, no codes, it's telling me absolutely nothing. So either way, I need your help, but in the meantime, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of research. I'm hoping I can figure this out. All right, on to the next day. All right, so it's the very next day, and unfortunately, I just took that sad 6.5 liter Detroit, put her in the backyard. There she sits, and it's gonna be a lot of work, and it will be definitely worth fixing, and only because this truck only has 130,000 miles on it. But at the end of the day, it's still a turbo diesel 4x4 pickup truck. So if I gotta slap a $500 injection pump in that thing with my own time and labor, I think it'll be worth it. I know I have a lot of money in this thing. Where am I at right now? I think I have, so if the truck was 700 bucks, you know, I have all that turbo stuff done to it. I'll say that's about 800 bucks. So, oh man, this is actually adding up. So we're probably about $1,700-ish into this project so far. I guess it's not too bad. But I'd say the only big reason why this truck should have any value in it is the fact that it does have a plow and it works. So yeah, most definitely are we gonna fix this vehicle. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and end on a good note here. So you guys remember the HSP video that we did? We have to get orange clamps underneath this thing. They're all gray clamps in blue piping, so it's not really matching the build really. Yep, we talked about it. I don't want to go on and on about it, but yeah, we need to put orange in the HSP cover. We need to put orange clamps in there, and we have orange clamps. So the idea here, guys, this is a mini traction bar kit that I have. The orange on the blue, that's what I want to do, instead of all of this gray and blue. You see what I'm trying to say? So no more gray, we're gonna throw orange under the hood. What powder coating option at HSP did we go after? I told you guys in the comments to let me know. The majority overruled. It was number one. What's number one? Let's go ahead and unwrap this right now. All right, so we went with the Illusion Orange. That was the number one pick, and the reason why they say Illusion Orange. At first we were trying to match the exact paint job, but then after looking at all the different powder coating prismatic colors, we ran into this beautiful Illusion Orange, and I love it, man. It's got a little bit of I'd say a little bit of glitter to it. I don't know, kind of sparkly. Really gonna make that blue pop. And then, of course, we are now selling these on the website, guys. These are the master cylinder covers. These are brand new, just released. So if you guys want to pick one up, head over to the website. If you have any questions, definitely email us on the website. We can definitely get back to you. If you guys want to replace your master cylinder cap, you guys can absolutely do that with one of these. But that's actually the cap that goes on there. And of course, all of the clamps, all Illusion Orange. Everything looks great. I don't know why they sent that to me, but that's pretty sweet. I believe that goes right on the front of the grill. I'm still gonna use it for something though. But you can remove your Chevy bow tie and put a nice powder coated HSP emblem. That's pretty cool. So the reason why we have this orange plate right here is because we have to fill this in with orange. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these rivets out right now and replace it with that. And then of course, this is gonna go on the forward facing thermostat housing. These are double-sided sticky tape, 3M. They hold pretty good. Never had an issue with these. So it's gonna sit up like that. So let's keep moving. There we go, got him out. Oh yeah, much better. That looks way better than the gray. Let's see what it looks like underneath the hood. All right, that'll do it. But in the kit included, you're gonna have your Velcro strips. As you guys can see, I already installed mine on the inside, as well as on the back if you want to. And just press to fit, that's it. You guys can see it's going nowhere. Go ahead and take your cap, screw it on there, and install is complete. Sort of a bummer here. I had to put the gray one back on there because I can't find the orange one. Either I misplaced this clamp or They didn't send it to me, but I think I misplaced it. So I'm gonna ask Mike to send me another one. I guess that's just how it goes though, right? And this should be the last one that we have to do for the engine bay. All right, so after going over what's left, I got this clamp left, but unfortunately it's just a touch too small. I can't get it over that. Obviously we can't do that in this video today, but we have most of it done. Oh, also we're gonna get this cap coming too. We have to get this cap orange. But either way, it was definitely worth it. I'm glad I was able to just throw a little bit of orange in there because this is a build. You know, this isn't like a truck that I use all the time. It's more of a show truck. And just the little things complement it nicely. So I'm glad I was able to get that knocked out. And again, I'm still waiting on the freeze plug. I gotta get the freeze plug in there. And this truck should be drivable. That's the only thing I'm waiting on because it's leaking coolant, unfortunately. My life leaks coolant, man. I'm telling you, these trucks, they just don't stop leaking. I don't care what you got. Unless it's a newer truck, it's gonna leak. But what do they say? If it leaks, you know there's oil in it, right? I think I'm just too way over my head on this project right now. I have too much money into it. I really wasn't planning on putting this much into it. I was just gonna make a couple videos on it and then sell it for about the same amount that I bought it for. Maybe a little bit more from what I have into it, but that's about it. Kind of frustrating though, because I wanna put that diesel stack on it. I think that would be pretty sweet. So I'm gonna end this video with saying this. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. That's number one. I honestly haven't done this in a very long time, but we are giving away an RDS turbo of your choice. And I was also thinking about it, if you purchase an RDS turbo on my website and you actually win a turbo, I'm gonna refund you. And this is so much fun to give back. This is definitely not a cheap giveaway by no means. But if you have a Duramax, Power Stroke, Cummins, all genres, turbos, sizings, 64 millimeter, pro stock chargers, 9 blades, 10 blades. And look, if you don't have a diesel and you do win, we are offering a $1,000 gift card on our website. So this is actually pretty big. So it's either or, turbo or $1,000 gift card. But yeah, that is it. I'll leave that link in the comments below as well as the description. But definitely, if you want to follow the journey, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You guys can't miss an episode. Thank you guys so much. You're killing it. Thanks for watching the videos. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.